On the table today we have Despicable Me Minion-made Minion toys. They say 2015 will be the year of the Minion, so I figured I better catch up a little bit as it's been a while since I played with the Minion action figures. I believe most of these Minions started to appear the later part of 2014, but now that they've been sitting on the shelves for a while, it gave me a chance to pick up the figures that I wanted, especially this really cool medieval Minion. There's also lead singer Minion, Hula Minion, one of my favorites, and an Undercover Minion just for some undercover fun. We should probably point out the back of the package here and some of the other Minion action figures to collect. Of course, there is a backup singer Minion for the lead singer. There's several Minions eating yummy stuff like cupcakes and ice cream, and possibly some reboxed Minions like that Ninja Minion, who might make a special appearance today.
Ba-da-dee, boo-doo-dee, da-dee-goo-da-da-doo-da. Ba-da-dee-do, da-dee-da-doo-dee-ga-ba-boo-dee-day-da.
Anyhow, this would be the lead singer Minion, as seen in Despicable Me 2 at the very end during the wedding. They do a nice little number, several of the Minions dressed in their awesome boy band material. The toy is pretty simple. We pretty much only have a little bit of articulation in the two arms that go all the way around. And I think that's really about it. The feet are stuck down. There's nothing going on with those goggles, and his hat is glued on tight. So not much going on for a figure that costs about $9, which probably leaves many people running screaming. Anyhow, next up is one of my faves, the Hula Minion, just because it is so funny how they dress and drag a little bit, although really what is a Minion? Hard to say, but we've got a great little painted dude with grass skirt, flowers on his head, and coconut bra doing his little hula dance, and just hilarious. Again, pretty much only articulation in the arms, and that's about it. But I would say they're painted pretty well. This figure gives us a chance though to look back at the new Mega Bloks Minions, again because there was also a Hula Minion included in that set. They pretty much have included all the main Minions. You can see here that the Mega Bloks Minions are pretty superior to these action figure Minions in that we have a little better articulation going on. Same thing with the arms in full rotation of 360, but also some wrist joints, being able to do some things with the feet just a little bit, placing them down on studs, taking goggles off, taking them apart, just a little more fun, putting hats on them. So if you're starting out new to collecting Minions, I would totally sway you to the Mega Bloks versus these action figures. So now we have the Undercover Minion with a little bit of grape purple sauce on him to have him disguised with the infected Minions, and pretty fun character to have in this one just because he's so radically different than the other Minions. The downside is I was kind of hoping this axe would be detachable from his hand like an actual accessory, but no, it is glued down into his hand. So you really don't get much with these toys again. So they're all about collectible, and maybe they're even better just left in their package. I probably destroyed all value by doing this, but I kind of like to have a few of these sitting on the shelf doing various things. They're pretty fun and silly. Now for the medieval Minion, pretty much the character that enabled this review because I saw him on the shelf first and thought, wow, medieval Minion. Sword, shield, awesome helmet, the size of him, it's just totally great. Again though, these weapons are pretty much glued onto his hand, so they're not really accessories at all, but it's still a pretty fun Minion toy, and if there is any Minion toy ever to get by itself, this might be the one, at least if you're into getting warfare and all that sort of stuff. But really funny guy. Again with the rotation on the arms, that helmet looks pretty glued on. I tried to pull it off, but it wasn't coming off. So that is what you get with the medieval Minion. And finally, an extra bonus Minion review. This is a Despicable Me 2 Minion Ninja action figure. This has actually been on my shelf for about 2 years now since the last movie, and I don't know how many countless people have asked, hey, when are you going to review that ninja you always tease us with? And I just never got to it, and I figured this would be a good time. It looks like they just repackaged him again in these packages, because you see him down in the list, and I'm pretty sure I saw him in the store again with these newer packages that say just Despicable Me instead of Despicable Me 2. Probably will really destroy the value of this guy now by opening him. Maybe I shouldn't open him. What do you think? Alright, let's get him out of this package. At least I won't have to worry about this sitting on my shelf anymore. So there is a Ninja Minion. And he's definitely up there with the medieval minion in Minions to Get, at least in my book, because warfare is cool. And it's pretty funny how they've got the banana in one hand, and then of course a ninja sword in the other. Cool little ninja hat there. Shoot, what would you call that? Ninja handkerchief thing. And a ninja black suit. And sword banana. So fun guy to totally play around with.
Banana, 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 banana.
So there you go with some updated newer minions from the Despicable Me line. I'm guessing these are maybe Series 2, Series 3. It seemed like that first series sat on the shelf for a long time before all of a sudden these medieval minions and lead singer minions started showing up. They're fun, highly detailed, look like they're lifted right from the movies, but again, too spendy at about $8 or $9 a figure, they rack up expenses quickly. That's what I have to say about that.
I got nothing.
Thanks for watching Squirrel Stampede.
Next.